was October 2016, and I was shopping at the Home Depot in the city of Riverdale, Georgia, in the Clayton County. And right there, I got hit by this galvanized, organized harassment. I mean, this galvanized, organized harassment shook me like it was an earthquake. And I was stunned. And I left Home Depot. I went home. And I started thinking, what was it? What's happened? And I knew, of course, who was behind it. You see, I've been harassed and by this religious organization, this cult organization, which is one of the biggest one in America and in the world. But this one, it was so galvanized and so organized. I mean, it was like a holy grail of all harassment. I never experienced anything like that. As I said, it was like an earthquake. And I started thinking about it. I stayed there for 3 days in the home, thinking, why? What's happened? And little bit by little bit, I put two and two together. That was, as I said, it was their holy grail of harassment. In that type of harassment, usually the person who is being targeted, they will lose their mind and they're gonna go down. And they're gonna kill themselves, they kill family members, and then they kill themselves, and they kill a lot of people, and then they kill themselves. Unfortunately, I didn't kill anyone. I didn't kill myself. I didn't kill my family member. I didn't kill innocent men, women, and children. Because of one reason. One reason. Because 4 years earlier, in 2012, in February 26, in the city of Sanford, Florida, a mother lost her young son, the son with hoodie. And 1 month after that, around March 21st, I saw the mother with who lost the son with the hoodie for the first time. And America, she was talking to you through the TV screen. And she was saying, he is your son. He is my son. She was talking to you heart to heart to let you know her pain and what she's going through. So she doesn't want other mother, they go through what she's going through. On the 21st, March 21st, I couldn't sleep. That was evening. The next day, until next day, the 22nd of March. Her feeling, her emotion, and the way she talked, I translate all those feelings, all that emotion to the words. So it is her words. So if you will, it was a poem, but I'm not a poet. I'm simply, I was there to translate her feeling to the words. It's a 1.5 pages, but it's hers, it's her words. But why? Why I start writing those words? Because I was losing my son. And I end up losing my son. I'm not talking about in the way her son, but I lost my son to this cult, this organization. And I was worried about him. And after that, I start watching the mother, and then the father, the family of the son with the hoodie. And I saw the lawyers, the civil rights lawyers, who they work so hard, and how they carry themselves, everyone, the family and the lawyers and the people around them, how they carry themselves with humanity. And they went to the trial. And then one day before the trial, one day before the verdict, exactly one day, 3 Black American women, they funded Black Lives Matter. This funding Mothers of Black Lives Matter. They knew what that verdict is going to be. And the next day, we knew what's happened. And the whole America, people from every community, from every religion, and old, young, working class, middle class, poor, everyone got behind Black Lives Matter and behind the family and behind the lawyers, the civil rights lawyers. Now, I'm not going to go through it because everyone knows what's happened. And I'm going to go back now to the situation with the Home Depot. As I said, I was there 3 days in my home, didn't go nowhere. And I said, well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and check other Home Depot to see what's going on. I went back to the other Home Depots. It was the same things, but not the same level. That one, the first one, it was all the way up there. And after a while, I said, forget the Home Depot. I'm not going to go to the Home Depot. So I went to the Lowe's. Now, I used to go to the Home Depot 80% and 20% at Lowe's. That now changed. 0% Home Depot, 100% Lowe's. You see, I'm a home improvement subcontractor. I have to get my material to make a living. When I went to the Lowe's, it was the same thing happened in Home Depot, happens there in Lowe's. Same thing, no different. Of course, as I said, it wasn't like the one which like earthquake. The rest of the harassment, it was like aftershock harassment. And still it was high for me. And not only that, the supermarket, it was the same. And going to the Kroger, going to the Walmart, I've been harassed. And right there, I start putting it 2 and 2 together. So, Big Daddy has a control on the big businesses, has a control on the management by having a control on management, having a control on the employment. And by having a control on both of them, they have a control over the building itself, the business itself, physically. And not only that, they have access to inventory inside of that building. And then what they do with that inventory, they reward their members and they reward future members. So, this Big Daddy, this way he runs his operation here. And not only that, the state of Georgia is one of Big Daddy's main hub. I call this cult organization Big Daddy. Just when I say Big Daddy, I mean this cult organization, if I forgot to mention that. So, with the Big Daddy, having a Georgia, one of their main hub, and having influence in a lot of businesses, Big Daddy has a huge power financially, and not only that, has a lot of members, which is they work together. Anytime Big Daddy calls for them to work together to create the same harassment which they created on October 2016 in the Home Depot in the city of Riverdale, Georgia. In March 13, 2017, I went to the FBI office in Atlanta, Georgia. When I got to the main lobby, they asked me what is the problem, and I said I like to report the hate crimes here. And they gave me a piece of paper to fill. And then after 25 minutes, an agent showed up, and I followed that agent from main lobby to the elevator lobby. And we got on the elevator, and then we got out of the elevator. I don't remember which floor. And then I followed the agent. We went to the windows in the elevator lobby, because usually the elevator's lobby, they have 2 windows on each side. And then there were 2 chairs on each side of the window. We sat there, and then he asked me, what is the problem? And I said, there are some people, they harassing me. And it looked like they want me to lose my mind and hurt others, and I need his help. And he went through the papers, which is I wrote already a few pages. And in one page I wrote, it feels like I am in the small cage and people, they jabbing me with the spear, right and left. And then he told me, for real, they put you in the cage? And he started laughing. So I knew he was one of them. So I left the FBI office. And after that, something else started. In fact, I saw different type of people. They joined the harassment team. And this type of people, they had uniform, they had a government card, and they had siren and lights. And they were law enforcement. And I saw more than my share of the police activity when I was going on my route to the work to make a living. Of course, I knew by that time Big Daddy had a surveillance 24/7 on me. In fact, they had a radar's range in the neighborhood to see all my activities 24/7. So it got worse. And after a while, another type of people, they joined the harassment team. And this one, the same as the law enforcement, they had uniform, they had a government car with the siren and lights, and they were fire department and paramedic. And sometimes all of them working together create a kind of like an army drill, if you wish, and to scare me, working together once a while. And it's got even worse and worse and worse. You see, Big Daddy is a hypocrite. That's type of organization it is. Meanwhile, they promote not to join in a police force, not to join in an army, and not be part of the government. They have hidden members in the government, in the law enforcement, in the fire department. And the other thing it is, even they have members in the gay and lesbian community. Now, they are against their ideology, against the lesbian and gay people. But they have members in the lesbian community and gay community. In the fall of the year 2023, I start hearing the buzzing noise in the house, kind of vibrating noise. It was like a motor noise. And I tried to find out where it's coming from. It was very annoying, and I couldn't sleep. So after a while, I went and got me a canceling noise machine and just left it in my bedroom. And so at least I can get some rest. And around early February 2024, I start feeling very fatigued, especially when I was in the kitchen and or garage. You see, on my left side, if I'm facing the house, on my left side, I don't have a close neighbor, but I have one neighbor on my right side, which is at the kitchen and garage side, which was around 25, maybe 30 feet away from my house. And I had a feeling they sending those kind of like electromagnetic radiation or ultrasonic radiation. And they have equipment. They have, if you got money, you can get those equipment. And Big Daddy has access to all those equipment. And not only that, the lasers, they're using lasers. You can buy a laser, or you can get a laser which can burn the skin, can go through, burn muscle tissue. They have it. It's not something just happened now, it's all new. They exist, they are in the market. And after a while, those fatigue and being tired has got worse and worse. So I was thinking somehow come with the idea to at least to whether stop them or whether decrease the radiation. And I don't know, even maybe they had something under the house which I'm living, something inside of the heating and air unit. I don't know. But they set up and they have all this equipment which is they radiate all these waves, which is hit the muscle tissue, hit the bone tissue. Actually, I feel a lot of pain around my joint. And I'm a very active person. And it was just got worse and worse. And then around July, I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start putting a video about them. And they find out. I start doing videos for YouTube. And then they start even the harassment went even in the high volume. And I came with a different idea, which I will explain to you in the future, show you what I did. And in the October 2024, in fact, they burn, with the laser, they burn bottom of my feet so bad. I got up. And in fact, they hit me with the laser's beam. And you feel, it feels like someone pushing a needle to your body. It was very burning sensation. So I went to the federal authority and talked to them. They said, you know what, this is a local law enforcement case. It's nothing to do with them. And which is a joke. But anyway, it is on January this year, 2025, I start putting my YouTube videos, which they found out about it. And believe it or not, I'm having lots of problems. They tried to mentally to bring me down. And, but anyway, they couldn't. Look, America, I have two letters. One letter, which is belong to the mother with the hoodie, the son with the hoodie. And the title of that letter, it is the name of the son with the hoodie. And then I have another letter for the founding mothers of the Black Lives Matter. And which is, the title is WHEN, W-H-E-N. And I wrote those two letters for them. And I couldn't deliver those two letters to them because I am under surveillance 24/7. And anytime I contact anyone, they make a negative atmosphere about me, and they feed the people who I'm trying to contact with. So I appreciate it if you help me to deliver those two letters. And the letters is the purpose of letter to appreciate them, to change my destination, to be from being a destructive they put me on the path of humanity, on the path of construction. And thank you very much. And I hope I see you again.